Hello, everyone. Happy National Poetry Month. Today, we're here to talk about my best friend Megan Break's uh, poetry book called Scatterbrained. Her name isn't Break anymore because she got married, which I did talk about her bachelorette on my page, and I'm going to talk about her wedding tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I want to give one tiny announcement about my iBook. It is official. It's coming out on Monday. I'm very excited. I unfortunately though don't have the official copy. So I'm going to talk about it next week, but I might not have the official copy. So we'll see how that goes. The latest I'll get it is by Friday, which, I'm going to talk about it from this book, which is not, the official. Hopefully, it's set between the 24th and the 26th. The 24th, I think, is a Wednesday. So that would be ideal. We'll see how it goes. So now let's get into Megan. I've shown you many pictures of her, but that's her on the back. I'm going to read the back, and then we're going to get right into it. So, about the author. Megan grew up loving to write. As time went on, she no longer wrote as much, but now it is time to share with the world some of her writing. She works as a support coordinator, loves laughing with her fiance Jakari, who is now her husband, and hopes to make more time to spend with friends and family. She loves movies, reading, and relaxing. And I know firsthand she's using my Netflix account. She done watched a bunch of stuff. But hey, you let your friends use your stuff. Okay, so here's the description of the book. Do you ever feel like you can't focus on one thing? There's stuff due for work, things to do around the house, and what about your me time? This book is simply a compilation of different poems on different topics. And then she has a preface. I'm going to read that too. She has some dedications. Oh, I'll read the dedication. Dedication. I dedicate this book to all the people who feel that their thoughts aren't worth being heard. They are. If people aren't listening, they may be the wrong people. They're people who will listen and show you the respect and time you deserve. I know that's right. So she's an acknowledgement. She acknowledges Jesus and God, who have always made a way for me. She thanks her fiance, who is now her husband, Jakari, who always encourages me both artistically and in everyday life. And the preface is, hope you don't mind that people are a little scatterbrained. So yeah, so this is mostly poetry, but there are a few stories in here, which I feel like is really unique. You know, of course they're very short stories. They're like most 5 pages, but it's really unique. And I'm gonna go over my overall opinion now. And then I'm gonna read some poems that I also wrote poetry for. Okay, so my overall opinion is, of course, since Megan is my bestie, I'm maybe a little biased, so fair warning. I also like this cover. It's like real abstract, real colorful. Stands out. I really loved reading her poems she wrote as a child, then reading the poems she wrote as an adult. So one of the poems I wrote based off, I think two actually, are from when she was 13, and then one is from when a few years ago, 2021. That's interesting. You get like a whole, kind of get like a, I don't know if her whole life is technically in here, but you get a perspective from being a 13-year-old to being, how old would you have been? Late 20s, early 30s? Because I can't do math. Because I'm like a year older than her, so in that range. You could see her desires and interests evolve in her current life and the time that she published her book. So from like 13 to the time that she published the book, especially the poem about her future husband and her poem for her at the time fiance. You can see that her desire for a specific man led to her finding the love of her life. I've read Megan's writing before, but it was really nice reading it again, and some writing she hadn't shared with me before. So some of these I'd never seen before. Um, this is like a side note. She helped me edit my book, and she said I helped her edit her book. I do not remember helping her edit, but Hey, if she said I did, I must have did. Um, Here we go. I also felt nostalgic reading her book, and it makes me think about like what did I want as a child versus like what I want now. Which one of the things is I wanted to publish a book, and now I'm doing it. So that's one specific example, and like where I thought my life would be. I wasn't necessarily like big on like a marriage family type girl. She definitely was because she does have a poem for her future husband, and she does talk about future husband and kids. Um, but everybody's different with what they want, and it's not like I don't want those things. It's not like the most important to me. Sorry, y'all. Um, but that doesn't mean that they are not important or significant things to desire. So I'm not gonna yuck anybody's yum. Is what I'm saying. Do where am I at? Oh, I also love that there were some stories, which I talked about a little bit, which I think could be developed more into like full-length story, even if it's still a short story. Maybe instead of 5 pages, maybe 20 pages. Expand it a little or a lot. Maybe it's a 20 pager, maybe it's a novel, maybe it's a novella, maybe it's a book series. There's a lot of potential, is what I'm saying. Um, and I like that you get a sense of who he was and currently is. I said that like twice. Um, there are some of the poems that because I know her that are more impactful to me because I know a little more background. Like if to somebody else it might seem vague, but to me I can tell that they're about a specific like person or a specific member. Uh, Now I know I totally could give her a 10 out of 10 because she's my bestie, but she did want me to give an honest rating. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think the stories could be expanded and I don't know why I said but. I'm gonna say and some of the poems could be reworked and sharper and more poignant. Poignant? Poignant. Say that 5 times fast. Um yeah, they could be sharpened up and made more poignant. So yeah, it has potential to go up in that score. Of course, I highly recommend the book. I'm gonna put a link to it in the description. It's not a lot of money. It's $11, I think. Um, so yeah, definitely attainable. It's small. You could put it in your bag. Read it on the I don't know wherever you're at. If you take a subway or train, you can read it at home. It's only 44 pages. Is it 44? I think that's the right amount of pages. Oh, I was wrong. It is 49. Wait, technically 48 pages. And it says a thank you on the back of the book, so it makes it 49. So not quick read hour if you're reading slow, half an hour if you're reading fast. Yeah. So I'm gonna read a poem that I wrote a poem to, and this poem is called Beautiful. So she has like a introduction paragraph. I'm gonna read that. I edited this poem's called Beautiful. I edited the following poem that I wrote when I was 13. I like the overall message. However, the overall message is not correct. Yes, we all yearn for someone to see our true essence and value. However, we have to find that in ourselves first before anyone else. What makes you tick? What about your strengths? What are your strengths? What makes you beautiful? Trust me, there is something beautiful about you. So here's beautiful. Every day I wake up and see my life. God, friends, family, hope, dreams. I live, I talk. I laugh, I play. Like a flower that is becoming more beautiful every day. That's what I wish I was like. Maybe it'll happen someday. Me turn into a beautiful flower that everyone likes and everyone sees. But liking and seeing are different things. Are different. Neither neither do I need. I just need God, friends, and family. There will be one someday who thinks I'm beautiful and sweet like a flower. When he loves me, I'll bloom into a flower that everyone will see. I'll be a beautiful flower, beautiful, sweet, wild, free, and me. I thought that was really nice. So I made my own version. I used some of the, like I did last week, I used some of the same wording, but then I changed like most of the middle, and then kind of came back in at the end. So here's beautiful. Every day I wake and see my life: work, play, family, friends, dreams. I breathe, I gossip. I create, I imagine. Like a flower that is becoming more beautiful every day. That's what I wish I was like. Maybe one day I'll be that. I turn into a beautiful flower that everyone likes and everyone sees. Being liked and being seen are different things. I don't need either. I just need rest and creativity. There will be one someday who thinks I'm beautiful and sweet like a flower. When they love me, I'll bloom into a flower that everyone sees, that everyone will see. Beautiful, sweet, wild, free, and me. I thought that was really nice. And like when you're young, you really want to be accepted. You want to be beautiful. You want to be loved. So this is really, really interesting to see how she felt about herself then. Okay, let's go to another poem. It's called Perspectives. So she also has another introduction for this one. I think there comes a point when we ask ourselves, what do I have to say, if anything? Writing this book has been a reminder of that. What do I think? What do I believe? Who am I? Sometimes we don't take the time to truly analyze who we are. My fiance makes a point of having me think about why I feel what I feel. It's easy to live every day and not give it a second thought. But think about it. Why do we hate what we hate? Is there a logical reason? Something made you feel that way. Do you even remember what it was? And knowing ourselves helps us to be open enough to get to know other people and other perspectives. So here's I cannot talk today. Here's perspectives. I was surprised to know that we could see the same person with such different eyes. I saw the good, he saw the bad. I saw the smile, he saw the mad. I thought he was different, he thought he was insane. So much lost, some given up, so little remained. So here's my version of perspectives. I was surprised to know that we saw the same person with such different eyes. I saw an amazing person, he saw the worst person. I saw the love, he saw the hate. I thought he was different, he thought he was boring. So much lost, so much lost, some given up, so little remained. So yeah, you know, it always reminds me of those people who are like really popular and but they're really mean to you specifically. They're like, what do people see in this person? And also, like when we see, for example, celebrities who you think are like, oh, this angel and this wonderful person, but they're with someone who's like a very terrible like person. Like for example, no hate to them, although a little hate because I agree with the opinions about DDG and Hallie, um, of Chloe and Hallie, the singer. But one thing I had to realize, and people were pointing it out, they're probably more alike than anybody actually thinks. Like they think Hallie is like this angel and this innocent person, but nobody's innocent. And it's really interesting because Hallie and Chloe have talked about how even though Chloe's more open sexually, like she's the shyer one. Like everything that everybody thinks about Chloe is really about Hallie. Like Hallie's more of um the fighter, for example, and Chloe's more of the lover, but people think it's reversed. But really, Hallie about it. It's just like her image has been crafted to make it seem like, oh, she's so innocent. You know what I mean? But really, you gonna square up with you. So that's like a small example. So that's interesting. You can see people's perspectives of people differently. So this last poem that I wrote, poem 4, is called Love 2021. Lost you before, don't want to do it again. I can promise we will always be more. Can you promise we will always be more than friends? I want to give you peace and add to your joy. This is something to treasure, not to destroy. Why were we apart for so long? I can't believe back where I belong now. Time apart is hard to perceive. Love must be true. The love I never want to lose is you. That's cute. Um, I don't want to share all her business, but they had a little break. relationship, her and her husband. I'm not gonna go into any details, but that's like me knowing the backstory. That's all I'm gonna say. But hey, they're back together. They're married, living happily ever after. That's what matters. So I wrote my own version. I called it Love 2024. Even though haven't had a man since like the last maybe two presidents. But here it is. Lost you before, don't want to do it again. Can you promise we will always make amend? I want to be your happiness and never want to be your stress. Always stay by my side, stay on the saddle for this ride. Love must be true. The love I never want to lose is you. I usually don't be rhyming, y'all. So it was a little. I was like, what can I do to switch it up, but still keep the essence, and keep with the rhyme scheme. Luckily, this poem's short, so I didn't have to rhyme for like too long. That was good for me, y'all. Um, I want to read one poem. I want to read another poem. But I did not write anything to it. And I read two from her childhood, so let me read one from her another one from her adulthood. This is on the page across from Love 2021. It's called 2020. I wrote this in March 2020 about my fiance. 1 year ago, I met this man. Add to his happiness, I do what I can. From weekends together to our own place, his presence in my life puts a smile on my face. Through these words, through these ups and downs, we don't give up. That's what I call love. He's kind, thoughtful, smart too. The ladies that missed out on him don't have a clue. So yeah, she met a great man. They're building their lives together. Um, so yeah, real happily ever after type stuff. Um, and like I said, there's some stories in here that I think are really good. I'm not gonna read them though, but highly recommend, of course. Give it a 7 out of 10. I felt really nostalgic, reading this and then thinking about, when I met her, and I was a creative writing major, so I think she did share a lot. She shared a lot with me when we were in school, and I feel really proud of her that she finally got her book out. And I'm also proud of myself. We're gonna be best friends with books, and I'm really excited. And I'm really appreciative that I have a friend who's also creative. I have more than one creative friend, but we're talking about Megan right now. And I'm really excited that, we both made our dreams come true. So yeah, that's Scatterbrained. Please check it out. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. If you read it, please leave a review, which I need to, speaking of that, leave a review as I'm telling you to leave a review. So please support my friend. Also, once it comes out, I'll let y'all know. Support me as well. Support some struggling artists, y'all. And I'll see y'all next week.